Set go. So first, you'll have to figure out what COM port this is in. Um, so you go to your device manager and you can just search that up down there
You could just right click.
or there, and then you'll see it listed under ports. It says COM. Yep. And then
COM3.
So you're in COM3. So depending on which one of these you end up going to, like that will change.
Okay.
I just know on mine that on that side when I do USB-C it's 3. If I do USB on this side then it's 4.
Cool.
Which who knows why it ends up being that way. So now you're gonna open Putty. And then so you have your options. You can SSH in if it's just over the network. We want the serial. And then you're gonna change that to COM3. And then open on the bottom. Sometimes it'll just start coming up, but most of the time you just hit enter and then you'll see a line of text there. Okay, so
Is this the entire interface?
yeah, this is it.
Cool.
And I'm gonna exit you out of that. Okay,
Welcome to the real world. Yeah.
so
No GUI,
with
just terminal.
switches,
I like that.
with these switches, typically you're gonna be in, you're not gonna be in privilege mode, so you have to actually enable that mode. So if you just type in EN and then tab.
Oh, EN tab.
Oh, it's fine. You can just. So if you were to type in EN, then it would and tab, it would fill it in with enable, or you
Okay.
can write it EN for short. So I changed these. So your username is going to be admin, and then just hit enter, and then your password is just password with capital P. And then take a minute to do this part.
So good.
So you know you're in privilege exec mode when you have your pound sign, not a hashtag. Not a fan. In these interfaces, anytime you're like lost or you want to figure out what commands you can run, you can do a question mark. So go ahead and then it'll give you basically anything you can do in this menu. And then
So-
if you space through it, yep,
Do we need the erase?
Yep.
Okay, so.
and you can control C to
Oh,
get.
okay. Cool.
Yep. And then a lot of times what I do, just because all that like starts jumbling together, like I'll just enter through it. So you'll type in erase, and then so there's gonna be more to it. So type in erase, and then do your question mark again. You have to have the space there because it's only C.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the startup config is what everything is running off of, right? So that's really what we need to get rid of. We don't want to erase the flash because that'll erase everything that's there.
Yeah, that was a good one. I'm like,
So-
what this other command does.
So you're going to type in startup, and then since there isn't anything else that even begins with that, if you hit the tab button, it'll fill it all the way in. And then from here, you just hit enter. Then it says erase startup config done. And then to make sure that it worked, you can just reload the switch. So you can just type in reload. And yep. And then we let it figure out what it's doing.
Ah!
Put out a lot of air.
Yeah, the newer ones aren't quite that. All of them start up.
Sounds like my PlayStation.
Oh, that's right. That's why I didn't want to take the class that Brant was taking.
Because he has COVID?
No,
Oh.
because it's web development. I don't want to take a web development class.
Uh-huh. It's for, I mean, I can't say that.
Wait, is it?
I don't know which one he's taking.
No.
Charles has like 6 classes.
What was that one?
Does this run on Mac OS?
Yeah.
Cool.
What are we?
They should give us 4 free credits.
Oh, they don't give you. Oh yeah, it is only 3. What do you
So-
need that's 4?
So Macs actually have a native terminal
And I can interface with the machine with that.
because Macs are what type of operating system?
Unix.
Linux. No, they used to be
Oh.
Linux, but
Okay.
yeah. So they have a native, but you can get an emulator like this for Macs, but you kind of don't need to because it has a native terminal built into it.
What about on just normal Linux? Can it just do the same thing?
Yeah, so you don't necessarily have to use PuTTY, but a lot of times people use PuTTY because then it's common
Yeah.
from
Makes
one thing
sense.
to the other. But
I quit using Putty. I've been using Secure CRT,
yeah,
and I love it. It's way better.
Charles uses something else. I forget what he uses.
So go ahead and hit enter here. Let's see if it's actually doing anything. Okay. So now you can see, like, we lost our host name. If you look back
Was
to the top,
CWC.
yeah. So we lost the host name. So go ahead and hit your enable again so we can look at some more. So, yep. And then, so if you want to see the running configuration, all you type in is show run. It actually is show running, but you don't have to.
Is there a space right there?
Yep.
Okay.
And then you can just hit enter. And now there's nothing here, so hit space. And then it's all gone. So there's no configuration on this now, but we booted the primary. Now we have to check the secondary because technically you should copy the config once you create it. The initial config, you should copy that and then put it into the secondary as well. In case something happens in the primary, you can switch to the secondary. That hasn't been the case on a lot of these. It's just they come with router code and switch code. Right now, we're on switch code, so I assume if we go to the secondary, that's going to be router code. So we need to just boot the secondary. So we'll just type in boot and then space and then hit your question mark. Yep. And then, so your only option here is system. So type in system space. Oh, don't forget the space. Yeah. Oh, now you got to start over it. Got rid of the boot. So do boot system
Like that?
and then space.
Oh, crap. It's different.
Oh, so up again. So get your. Oh, wait. Now just hit the question mark here. And then flash. And then space question mark. I
Wait,
just
do we
want to.
still want this in here?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So this will all just be one command. We're only hitting the question mark so that we can make sure that we're getting this in right.
Okay.
So now you're on secondary. So you can just type in secondary. Yes. So, let's do it all over again. Have you heard from Michael at all?
A little bit. He said he was signed up for their software development bachelor's, but they didn't actually have any classes yet.
Oh, good.
I don't know. Like, why are you so? Oh,
Okay.
well, what
It's popped up here. So if you hit enter,
software development? Oh, they have.
you'll see we're in router code.
Yeah, but
So
still has a couple more.
we'll still look at the
Not bad
configuration
before
for the
we can
router
do
code just to make sure there's no configuration in there.
Okay.
You can just enter through all this. It's just, yeah. So you can click enable,
Yep.
and you can just put EN. Yeah.
Cool.
And then hit enter. And then we can do the show running. But you can just do SHO space RUN. And then we see that there's nothing in there. You can hit space one more time and just make sure. Yep. So this one's good. This one's cleared out. Cool.
Can I just, how do I exit out of here?
So you can actually just leave that open. Switches, there's no
Power.
yeah, there's no power.
Okay. Cool.
Well, he was a horrible person to have it there too. He was renting a room, but he was acting as if he owned the home.
Oh, no way, not him.
Who's that?
Michael, like, dude, you rented one room,
Taking control of it all.
and he's like, "Well, I don't like my new roommates." You rented a room. Yeah. You didn't get both right of the refusal to make sense.
See that?
Yes. It's funny.
So at the school district where they are using all these Cisco 1000, where they were.
We don't need that anymore. Let's
Yeah,